Hello friends and welcome back to another video. It's Joel back with you. Today I want to take a look at something that you guys kind of been asking for. It's like, what is real life with the LG V20? This is kind of my thoughts and some other things just about living with it with daily life with the V20. This is after more extended time with it. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what it's like to live with the LG V20. Let's take a look. So one of the less glamorous parts of upgrading to a new phone is potentially having some new hardware that requires new adapters and cables. Looking at you, Apple. But here with the LG V20 is a new hardware for me. This is the USB-C port. So if you're not familiar, now they're moving over from micro USB to a standard for USB-C. And so overall it's just a more convenient port because you have either entry for both ways of the cable. You don't have to worry about what side your micro USB is facing, whether or not it's gonna fit in. You know, that's harder in the dark. So this makes things a little nicer. What they kind of don't talk about is like all the extra cables that you're gonna have to pick up, which is kind of annoying. And I picked up a few on Amazon to kind of try to check things out. And Aoki and Anker always have great solid pickups for cables. They're just like the OEM ones. I never have any issues. But I figured I would try out a couple others just to show you guys some of the things. This is a Initech one, and this is braided, which is very nice. It was nice and cheap. Has a Velcro tie with it, which I love, keeping things together. So this has been great. All these ones that I've tested have worked with the Quick Charge 3.0, which is the cable and the charger that comes with your phone directly. So I wanted to make sure that all of these worked with Quick Charge. The next one that I went and looked at was this Amos one, and this is great. This is like a canvas looking type braided with the black, has gold ends on it, comes with the carrying bag. You gotta love the extra, love that they put into this to have a little bag so that you're not gonna have this roaming around in your bag. You just throw it in there. It'll keep it safe, it'll keep it nice. So upgrading those cables can be a little bit of a hassle. You're gonna buy a bunch on Amazon or whatever, but I have links in below to some of the ones that I got that are my favorite. That might be a little easier for you to be able to just pick those up and know that they work with Quick Charge and are overall pretty great cables. So the next thing with this is not really my favorite. So the LG V20 has decent battery. It has a 3200 milliamp battery, which is solid. That's about standard or a little bit below standard for some of the phones its size. But with this second display and just having a strong display, it does eat through it pretty quick. So I went ahead and picked up a Aoki Quick Charge power brick. This is a 1600 milliamp battery with Quick Charge, and it's a great little addition. If you don't have a solid battery bank, there's plenty of them out there, and you've probably watched tons of videos, but this is a great one. Got it on a lightning deal, it was nice and cheap. I'll link it below. It works with Quick Charge with the LG V20. So if you don't have an extra battery to swap in and out, and you're not able to do that quickly, this is a great way when you're on the go and you're not able to charge up at a wall or in your car. This is a good option. So I've noticed in the comments of my comprehensive review on the phone, a lot of people asked about this bottom firing speaker. So I wanted to give you just a little audio sample of this speaker playing some music at like half volume, 50%, 75, and then 100%. It's very loud and it sounds pretty good. I wanted to give you a comparison to the Galaxy S7. So that's one of the most popular phones, and give you a little bit of idea of what that sounded like. So let's take a listen. So a couple things I noticed is that the LG V20 is a lot louder, but that sweet spot is around like 75% or so on the speaker, where it's a lot clearer and just overall better sound. So if you notice, 50% sounds good, and then 75% is kind of where my range is. And then that 100%, it's really loud, but it does get a little distorted. With the Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge, they have that coating on the speakers to make them waterproof. So it does get a little muffled, so it's not quite as loud or clear. With this, it doesn't have that. That's one of the benefits, you could say, of not being waterproof. A number of people have been asking about this case. This is the ring key case. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's a great little case. It has a real nice smooth back to it, and then the sides have a nice carbon fiber design as well on the bottom and the edges. So it makes it for a really good grip in the hand, and I really enjoy that. And one of the great things is that it raises up the camera quite a bit off of that, so it's not flat on it. That's one of the main concerns with this phone and durability. With those two cameras, you know, you have a big slab of glass here, and there has been a few reports of this cracking. So anything I can do to add a little bit of space between that and the ground or my desk or whatever, that's great. So it's not a hugely thick case, but it's enough that it adds that edge off the camera bump, adds a edge off of your fingerprint sensor, and then adds a great edge, just a nice little lip on the front, so when you're not facing straight down on the glass. So then I also picked up a Skinomi skin, and if you've ever used them before, they're a pretty great little company. I haven't used them much before, but I couldn't find a tempered glass protector that got good reviews from the start, so I went ahead and just went with a normal screen protector here, and it's pretty good. I mean, it comes nice to the edges and nice to the edges. I didn't have any issues with the application of it. It went on pretty well. It does kind of freak you out because it does bubble up like a lot at first, but within an hour or so, they go away and it's nice and clear. And so this is a pretty good one. It helps get away some of those fingerprints and things like that. So I'll link that below. And if you guys are really interested in cases, maybe I'll check out a Spigen one or some of the other companies. Leave a comment down below if you have a company you want me to check out, a case. Maybe I'll be able to get some of those to check out on the V20. So when the second screen came out on the V10 and the V20, a lot of people thought, am I really gonna use this? Is this gonna be a feature that will really add to the phone? But I'm gonna tell you guys, this is a feature that I absolutely love on the V20. You know, with the changing of your notifications coming up there so it's not blocking any media or anything you're doing. With some quick tools at the top that you can have for your flashlight, Wi-Fi, your sound on and off, whatever. It's just super useful. I love having my most used apps up here, so that way if I'm in the middle of something, I can just tap on those and get to it. Even things like Messenger have the notifications of what your app is up at the top. That makes it so convenient and so nice. So many times I've been in a YouTube video or whatever, just popped into another app really quickly, answering something, and then popped back. And it being faster than hitting a home button or hitting your multitasking, jumping back and forth. Super convenient, and I'm a big fan of the second screen. So you guys have been asking for some more camera shots and more comparisons, so I went ahead and worked on that a bit. So I took a bunch of different shots. So here's a shot of the wide angle lens, just taking it out in selfie mode. And this looks great. It picks up great colors. Like I said before, doesn't have the same aperture. It's a little higher and it's less megapixels, but I think it looks absolutely great and had no issues here. You'll notice a little distortions on the edges. You definitely notice the distortion between these two. So here's a picture with the wide angle lens, and look at that barrel effect on the edges here. And then here's the normal shooter there, and that's just a little more cleaner, obviously more zoomed in with that too. So I want to show you a couple instances now of the manual modes versus auto modes, and it's night and day in a lot of these shots. So here's a shot of some of my desk friends, Samus and Link, in auto mode. As you can see, it's kind of washed out and the colors are off, and it just overall the white balance is not good. But then when I was able to jump over here and use it in manual mode, man, the colors pop more, The focus is more in depth. The lighting looks better. The ISO was in a better shape. So I'm no camera expert, but a quick couple toggles with things and you can really get the image looking so much better. Here's an example from the wide angle lens here. As you can see, it looks okay. The focus is a little bit off on some of this and the colors are just a little off. And then when you switch over to the manual mode, colors look better, the focus looks better, it's sharper. Overall, it's a very noticeable difference. This camera really does reward you for going into the manual modes. Something about their image processing auto is just okay, but it's so much better when you take a chance to really work with it. Here's an auto image of Squirtle and Majora's Mask. It looks decent and the colors look okay, but when you switch over and look at the manual mode, focused in on Majora's Mask, you get that depth of field in the background. You can see Squirtle's kind of blurred out, and then you can change and rack the focus. So now that Squirtle's in focus and Majora's Mask, Link, is pushed out of the picture a little bit. So this, the colors look better, the sharpness is there, and the focusing is just so much better. And lastly, I just wanted to show a little bit of low light. So I closed all the blinds in the bedroom and kind of darkened it out so as much as I could. Here's an auto of Samus and with this lamp here. So the colors are off and it's a little blurred, the focus is a little off. So this was holding it completely steady and trying to get a good shot with auto. And then here, let me show you the manual of this and look how much different it is. So the colors are a lot better. It's gonna be a sharper focus. You're able to pull it really tight in and get a better focus. Just overall, I'm absolutely loving this manual mode. And if you have just any bit of knowledge of camera and be able to learn just a little bit, you can really play with it. One of the things I really love is with this shot, I was able to change the shutter speed and change the ISO to get it so that it's I can hold it a little longer and get a little sharpness in there with the shutter speed, let more light in. So I love being able to adjust the shutter speed, the white balance, which is noticeably different between the auto and the manuals, and pulling the focus and getting it really sharp and getting on the shot you really want makes all the difference in some of these. Tell me down below if maybe you liked some of the auto pictures better. Tell me down below what you think, if there's a big difference between the two. I'm noticing a quite noticeable difference in white balance, in focus, and sharpness, and just overall look of these shots when you go with the manual mode. So that'll do it, friends. There's just some extra things with the camera, with the USB-C, you know, some other things that I really wanted to bring you in on some of my extended thoughts on the LG V20. I'm still absolutely loving this phone and I'm learning more and more with some of the manual modes and some of the other features in here. This has been absolutely great with the Quick Charge 3.0 and other things. Guys, if you have any questions or any other thoughts, I'd love to make some more videos on this and get some of your thought and input into what we're talking about. So if there's something that you wanted to learn more about this phone, hey, shoot me a comment down below, like the video, it really helps out the channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Real Life with the LG V20, a little bit of the extended thoughts from me. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep it classy. Get a little bit of a beard going in here. No shave November or something. A little fresh cut too.